Hey everyone, it's Julie here, and I just wanted to chat with you a little bit today about why it is that I chose Nikken as a vehicle of healing our world. You know, my background has been healing for very many years now. My first career was in ballet. My mother was very sick when I was a child, and my father was a doctor, and also my stepfather was a doctor. And I didn't see her getting any real help from Western medicine. In fact, she got worse and worse and ended up extremely addicted to all the drugs that she was given, some of which were heroin derivatives, like Pepidin. She ended up having a lot of hallucinations, being put in mental hospitals, being given electric shock treatments, and I just never saw her getting better. And to a young girl who loves her mother more than anything, I thought, there has to be a better way than this. So I started studying Eastern medicine after my first career in ballet, and I found it fascinating. I found it fascinating because the way that people look at the health of the body, mind, spirit in Asia is so different to the Western model. And rather than breaking things up into little pieces, it's very holistic. You see the whole thing connected. And that just resonated with me greatly. And so I started studying at about 23 years old, changed my diet to fully organic, macrobiotic diet, gave up many things, sugar, meat, hardly ate any fish or eggs or just grains, beans, vegetables. I felt great. And started studying the principles of Taoism and yin and yang and how everything is complementary opposites and how to really work with the harmony of the universe, get back into harmony with the universe. Now, I had a healing center as well here in Colorado. I also started doing my own personal healing work with people, which I loved actually, with a lot of crystals and internal guided imagery work based on Jungian principles. And people had great results. It's just that it was really slow. I felt like I wasn't making a big impact. Certainly an impact on individuals, but not like a really big impact on the masses. And what I observed was more and more reliance on drugs and surgeries, and not always good outcomes with that. Sometimes very good outcomes. Sometimes pharmaceuticals are amazing. A lot of the times they're not necessary. So it's not that I'm against Western medicine, it's just that I think there's so many other things we can do that are natural and holistic first and foremost, and then we can add those things in if we really need to. So after I had my healing center and it went bankrupt after a while because we didn't have the internet, we didn't have easy ways to connect out to market well, we did have people coming from around the world and they loved it, but it just wasn't enough and fast enough. So the marketing side fell apart. And moved back into Boulder, had my healing practice. I was an advertising manager for a holistic health magazine, and I was loving that. I was also busy dancing and doing, keeping up my creative, artistic side. However, financially, things just went from bad to worse, and I really prayed very deeply for really a miracle, for a sign, for something I could do that was really in the healing realms, because that's what I love, but that I could really make a living with as well. Taking care of 3 children of my own, and with my husband being responsible for 2 other families of children, 3 other kids altogether, it was just a lot. And so it was hard to make ends meet, for sure. And so I really prayed, and Nikken is what showed up. And it showed up because of a friend of mine who was a healer and a therapist, and she was very gentle, very shy person, and she just said, Julie, maybe you should take a look at it. I didn't want to hear about Nikken. I didn't want to hear about network marketing. I thought it was a way to lose all your friends. I wasn't sure that I liked it. It seemed like it was very money-oriented, nothing else. And it just didn't sing to me at that moment, or nor had it before. And I knew people that had made millions in network marketing, but it just never rang true, and the product never seemed very interesting and exciting. And so I had always said no to it. And then Nikken, this company, Magnetics, I thought if magnetics worked, I would know about it. It's my career, but I didn't know about it. So I was pretty skeptical. And I guess I'd just say that, I don't know, there was, because I had put out this prayer, I felt like I should listen, and that it would be arrogant to not pay attention to anything that came across my path. And really, that's why I went to a presentation about Nikken. And of course, I found out many things that night. I heard miracle stories of people that had really been bedridden and been able to recover. I was amazed. I thought, are they getting paid to do this? I was a little skeptical, I have to say. But also my back was hurting that night, and my friend had a product called the Back Flex, and now it's a new version called the Mag Flex, and she just asked me to put on my back, and I thought it would not work, and I was kind of scornful and said, "You're a little Magnus, I'm going to help my back. I've had this injury for 20 years. However, I did put it on my back, and my back, from really feeling in agony, just felt totally great within 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. It just felt fine. There was no aching, no hurting, no stabbing feeling. That this was what I used to get in the low back. Like somebody was stabbing me with a knife. It was just gone. And that was fascinating to me and a little curious. And I kind of didn't want the products to work. And I think it was because I felt like I would have a moral obligation, an ethical obligation to share it if it worked. And so I was scared to have it work. So I didn't want that feeling. But it worked. And I had a stomach ache that night, and I put the product, the MagFlex, the Backflex at that time, I put it on my body, and it worked. I was like, wow. So my backache's gone away. So my tummy ache's gone away. So what's going on here? Something's happening. I couldn't deny it. And then I learned, of course, that the company, was a billion-dollar company, hugely successful in Asia, in Japan specifically, and had only just come to America in 1989, and it was very recent. And still at this day, in 2018, we have about 0.25% market penetration with these technologies, all based on nature, based on the Earth's energy field, magnetics, the sun's energy field of the part of the infrared spectrum, the atmospheric energy that we know is so good for us when the wind comes and blows everything away, and we feel the freshness. We're in the mountains and we're by the waterfalls, and we have that freshness. It brings that into the home with air systems, and it's kind of interesting. And then water, water. Isn't all water the same? No, actually not. This is very special Asian water called Pi Mag water. It's a great book, The Miracle of Pi Mag water. And it just showed how different water was. So, I was learning all these different things. And over time, because they weren't all in there together. And when I first started. But anyway, they showed up. And I just felt like it was something really key that I was being called to. And in fact, I asked directly to heaven, to God. I said, is this what you want me to do? I know my life's about healing, and that's what I want to do, is healing. Is this what you want me to do? And I got a very clear yes. And when I got that yes, I felt really calm and peaceful in my spirit. And I said, if I do it, can I be successful? Because I need to be successful. I need to be able to support my family. And I heard another yes. Just 2 yeses, that's all I heard. Very clear, though. And I felt so, so peaceful in my heart, and joyful and grateful and excited. And like, wow, I get to take this to the world. And, I'll be able to make a living as well as a result of sharing these amazing technologies and these principles of the 5 pillars of health with the world. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. Very, very simple, but all 5 need to work in a circle. And the circle of life, the mandala of life. And I was like, I've worked on some of those areas and done pretty well, and some of them are okay. And the financial one was just terrible. So it's like that's one that needs to be healed. And then I started, and I just, how I started was I went to some people and I said, I'm going to start a multi-million-dollar business, and I need a little bit of seed capital. Could you lend me a little money, and I'll pay it back as soon as I can? And I got some money, $3,500. And I put it into getting the technologies, especially the sleep systems. And I thought, if I get these products out on people, this business is going to work because they're going to feel it. They're going to feel the shift. And so that was really my objective, was get this out into the world, share it with people, see who grasps it and who likes it and who wants to join me in doing the same thing, sharing it with the world. And so that's what I did. And very quickly, it just took off. Very quickly. And the business just started to grow and develop. And there were these wonderful people that I was connecting with, and many of them women, many of them healers, some of which I had known before, some of whom I had known before. And some were new people, some people I would meet in the park when I was walking my dog, and, they'd have had an accident and couldn't sleep, and I'd put them on the products, and they'd feel so different, so much better. So the proof was in the pudding. The proof was in the products, and that started the ball rolling, and that was 23 years ago. 23 years ago last month, and on the 30th. So really just 10, 11 days ago from today when I'm recording this, and it's been the most amazing journey to see people who have no belief in the powers of nature and the harmonics of nature to help them to heal, to help their bodies to heal, because the body wants to heal naturally anyway. It just needs the right tools. They've gotten better, and it's just lovely to see that you can really shift people's paradigms through simply really lending the products and saying, don't believe me, just try it and see for yourself what's going on with you, and let's see what we can do to help. And when I lend products, I always lend a sleep system, water, bottles of water, the PyMag magical water, and air, and then daytime products like these power bands, or the seats that I'm sitting on here, or the insoles that are in my shoes right here, lending things so that people can feel the energy, the relaxation, the restoration. And they do. And they get excited too. And they have people they know who aren't doing great either. And as we see today, here we are in 2018, the world is in a much different place, actually, in terms of health. If we just look at health, not anything else, we're looking at environmental tragedy, we're looking at political tragedy. But if we just look at health, we're seeing that people are really, really struggling. And the statistics are extremely serious. And I'm not the most statistically minded person, but I see it with our children big time. And I just heard the other day that by the year 2025, it's predicted to be 1 out of 2 children will have autism. I can't even conceive of that. I think right now about 2 out of 5 are on medications, and some of them are on, 2 or more medications. These are kids. I don't remember that when I was a child in school. Maybe there'd be one child that was a little sickly or under the weather or a little overweight or something, but generally just didn't see kids being sick. And so we're seeing it, and a lot of the changes are because of EMF fields and the Wi-Fi, the huge growth in that arena with the cell phones and so forth. And that's a big reason. There's also, the things like genetically modified foods, pretty serious problem. The worsening in our atmosphere, the air, the water is just not as good as it used to be at all, and pretty unsafe. So things have changed. Things have changed a lot. And the world needs what we have. And that's why I know that we have a massive future with Nikken. We have a huge future because nobody has really figured out how to offset the challenges of the body burden, the amount of toxicity that the body, mind, spirit is experiencing in today's world. And our technologies really, really do that. And I'll do another call, another recording just about the technologies and what they do. I'm not going to do that right now because otherwise it'll take too long. But it's really very simple. It's all to do with nature and the symphony of life and how we connect with nature and how everything is interconnected. And if we're not fully integrated into that connection, we don't do well. When we are fully integrated, we do very, very well. Um, so that's why I am with Nikken, and why I every day think, who could I share this with? Whom I could help. I mean, that's really the basic prayer, is who could I help? Whether it's with the technologies, whether it's with starting a new business, whether it's with finding a tribe of people that think alike. You know, that's pretty important, especially when you're doing sort of futuristic things like this. We understand it is kind of futuristic. If I went to a Star Trek convention, everybody would just get it for sure, because they're used to thinking that way. But most people aren't used to thinking in terms of frequencies and quantum physics and biophysics. And that's where we're working. So, yeah, it's just finding the people that are really looking to belong to something very exciting that's going to really catapult us into a much higher level of wellness and thriving without drugs, without surgeries, and natural thriving. And so that's what I do on a daily level, is to look for those people, find those people, see if there's resonation between us. Is there such a word as resonation? See if we resonate, and see if they grasp the power of what I have to offer them, what Nikken has to offer them. I'm just a messenger, a messenger. But it's important that the message get told, get shared, and that we help others, because we have a great answer. The Wellness Home is a phenomenal answer, and I've grown to absolutely love network marketing. It is a brilliant answer for creating wealth, compounding time and effort. It works. Leveraging of time, compounding of effort, it works. And it's a beautiful way, because you're always helping other people to grow and grow and grow. And as they grow, you grow. It's like a big garden. And then everybody thrives together. Everybody flourishes together. And there's great abundance to be had. But it has to come the right way, the ethical way, from doing something really good in the world that you can feel really, really proud of. And when you go to bed at night and really sleep well, because you just helped somebody so profoundly that day. And our animals, we help our animals too, and our pets. And it's so beautiful. So that's why I do it. And we haven't even started. We've just scratched the surface. And we will be doing so much more as these months and years unfold. And you'll see that Nikken will become a household word. That was predicted by Faith Popcorn, who's a great woman. She predicts many, many things that are going to come into fruition before their time. And she predicted that Nikken would absolutely be a household word, because it's about a wellness home, wellness office, wellness car. Simple things that people can use, where it doesn't take time, it's convenient, it's easy, but it works, and it works profoundly, especially synergistically together. The sleep, the water, the air, the daytime products together, and nutritional, skincare, shower, all these things, they work together, and that makes it really profound. So that's why I love Nikken. I feel so grateful, so honored. So honored to share something of such worth, such value with the world. So I just wanted to share a little bit today about my story, and I can't wait for the next 23 years and how huge this is going to be, and how grateful people will be to see their children thriving again, and themselves also. So thank you for listening, and now I'm going to complete this recording, and I'll do some more in the future. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Be well. Blessings.